So we're looking at, not even sure what this is here. It's something on the piled up here. But as you can see, this is inner city ministry property. That fence, I don't know, 10 feet maybe. I think 10 feet would be a pretty close estimate. Bottle of propane from one of the camps, I imagine. A lot of diesel in the water. It's really, really stinky. Looks like that fuel container over there is tipped over. Cowboy's camp completely gone. I don't see his structure at all. There are what appears to be floating tents back there. You can see that the water, if you look back, right directly straight back, a lot of water underneath the bridge and in that big field. That field sits lower than the rest. So I imagine that's probably 15, 20 foot deep there. And then looking back, all the way back to where you see the white, the kind of the big white structure to the right of the big sort of tan building. That's back where Wendell's old camp used to be, and Preacher, and all those guys are gone, but new people are in there. But it's all gone. It's gone. So the camp is history. And again, the walkway that comes out of Tent City, completely underwater. The vans, windows deep in water, school bus up to its headlights. The church bus sits a little higher, and probably still another few feet to go before it really crests and starts to drop. So probably the most fitting vehicle here is that pontoon boat, eh?
Yeah. Boy, they take it off that trailer before they can go pontoon.
Boy, you ain't kidding. Looks like Joe Deal here. Yeah, that's Joe. Joe's still working to get stuff done.
Joe's down here now, so yeah.
Stay here. Stay here. Don't get in the water. Kylie, you too. Is that Joe?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, bud. Well, this is a disaster for you. I'm sorry to see this. Old Joe driving his boat back there. Looks like he just pulled into the... There he goes. Here he comes. Well, this is a first. You see Joe Deal driving a boat in the inner city parking lot there. There he goes. Coming out here.
Joe.
Oh, that's somebody else. Driving a boat in the inner city parking lot. That's definitely a first. Don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. Well, that was something. So we're watching a boater zipping along in the inner city parking lot and making laps in here. That's old Joe coming up. So yeah, the camp is long destroyed, and we'll see what happens next. This is a perfect opportunity to get the city now involved in actually doing something constructive and getting a real camp. And I think it's going to be up to all of us to make sure that we don't let this issue die and go away. But I suspect that it'll be real easy for people to argue that the situation is done now that everybody's gone. So it's going to be extremely important to keep the issue at the forefront and make sure that you know, we don't lose sight that even though this camp is gone, that the people who were residing here are still homeless, they're still on the street, they're scattered, and now they're without anything at all, because everything they own is floating in those piles of debris and down the Cumberland as this thing recedes. And on a final note, it's hard to say what the conditions are going to be once the water does recede. There is a lot of diesel. As you can see, there's a red fuel tank in the water on its side. The area reeks of spilled diesel. There's a film all over the water, and you know, those buses, there was a lot right up here on the top of the hill that holds the majority of the buses that were actually in that parking lot, and all those buses were at least in the water when this flood happened. So I guess we're going to have to wait and see what the city and advocates and the faith-based community and all of us can muster. But I don't think this will be the last word on the camp.